Thank you for joining me. I'm Megan and my Labradane Milo, and we are leading you through a somatic flow practice. So, focus on being inside of yourself that is going to work with the elements. And before we start, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has followed us on behalf of myself and Michael. Know that this is our last weekly video. If you want to continue getting our videos, you got to jump over to our new platform where we are going to have a membership library. So please do join us, and thanks for all your support. So elements, take a moment, come to standing, place your hands on your heart. Your heart is the element of air, the Anahata chakra, unstruck. And we're going to start with that one. And just honor the space of your heart. Then bring your hands down to your solar plexus. The solar plexus is the element of fire. We've got a beautiful fire going here, and that's our transition, right? It's part of our digestion, and that is the Manipura chakra, our strength. We'll be working with that. And we come down to the low abdomen. You can place your hands there, feel the softness of your abdomen. Think of your sacred sacrum in the back, the Svadhisthana chakra, and this is the element of water. So that gentle flow of pleasure brings us pleasure. And finally, we'll finish with the element of earth, which if you come into your legs in the base of the spine, feel the steadiness of your legs on the earth. These are your roots of your trees. So Muladhara chakra, the earth element. Please come to standing and join me by placing your right hand on your heart and then your left hand over it. Hridaya mudra, which Hridaya is the spiritual heart. And set your intention for your practice today. And be curious to see if there's one element that you feel more connected with. Because we often, we watch rivers and oceans and fires and leaves blow off of trees, and we think that's something outside of us. But it is within us. So see what you connect with today. And then we're going to be doing Vayu Mudra, which Vayu is for the air element. So you're going to take your pointer finger and take it into the base of the thumb and wrap your thumb around it and extend the first three fingers. So that's your Vayu Mudra. Vayu is the wind energies within our body that moves everything. So taking your Vayu Mudra, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. As you breathe in, think of taking your tail down like you're a dog that just got in trouble, not Milo though. Tuck your tail so your low back is long and lift your arms up to the sides as you breathe in. And breathe out and let them come down. And then we'll just switch. We're going to inhale and take the arms forward. And as you do that, let your tail lift, more like a chicken butt, I say. So lift your chicken butt, think of your front body opening and stretching. And exhale, come down. So visualize as you're breathing in, taking the arms out to the sides, you're lengthening your back, you're bringing that air element up the back of the spine, your whole back body. Breathe out, relax. And then breathe in, take the air element up the front of your body. Feel that stretch in your skin, the spaciousness of the front of the heart. And exhale, come down. Come into not just the physical movement, but think of that element of air. You can even feel it filling your lungs as your arms rise up. Exhale, letting it go. But you can focus that air, that prana in the front body and the back body. Are you able to breathe to the back of your heart, back of your spine, as well as the front? Our front body is what we usually present to others. It's the more vulnerable side, but it's also our side of receiving. Feel that back body, the shadow side, and breathe in to the back side, floating the air, floating the arms. One more round. Being as light as the air. And we'll pause just to feel. And we're going to do some more for the side body now. So sense your weight going into your right leg. And as you breathe in, step the left leg out. And we'll reach the left arm, so you can either sweep it across the front, you can come out to the side. It really doesn't matter. It's air, right? Which way does the wind blow you? Exhale, step the foot back in, let the arm come down. At this point, you could relax the mudra on the right side. Maybe just do that Vayu Mudra on the left. So focusing on the right side is your stabilizing side, and your left side. Feeling that air element, the spaciousness. And you may find some other pattern to move. You can look back at your hand. You can go further down if you want. I like to think this movement is coming from the heart, though, moving from your heart space. What does your heart want? Exploring the left side. And energetically, your left side is the feminine side. We say it's the Ida Nadi in the world of yoga nadis, those energy channels that allow prana to flow through your body. But maybe you're just feeling it physically. If you ever want to stop and hold, you can do that. Just breathing into your left lung. Feel that quality of air in your left lung. The length from the toes to the fingers. And the spaciousness of your heart. And exhale. Let that come down if you're holding. Come back to the center and just pause and feel. Feel the two sides of your body. And somatic yoga, we call this the magic moment. Taking the time to notice what you've just changed or maybe what stayed the same. Then if you want to take that Vayu Mudra on the right hand, rolling the index finger in, spreading the other fingers, we'll work with the right side. So breathing in, you can step the right foot out and lengthen through the whole right side. And exhale, step back in. So see what is more available. Maybe it's just the feeling of your skin stretching, your muscles, your bones. Or picture that energy, that air quality, filling the whole right side of the body. And see if there's some other way your heart wants to dance. So making circles. Following the hand up and back. So I kind of have a whole thing of you do you and I do me. We're all practicing together, but we're honoring our individuality. How do you feel air in your body? Is it more like a dandelion seed falling? Or maybe a maple seed, that helicopter spiraling down? If there's more joy in just holding and being still. And chronically breathing to your right side, breathing into your right lung even. Seeing yourself through your right side, the masculine side, the Pingala Nadi. And we'll let that go. Relax down, step your feet together. We're going to create some rotation. So the invitation is there to come back to the Vayu Mudra with both hands. Take your arms out to your sides. And then begin to breathe in. If you want to do what we do is called independent suspension of the lungs, you can, but it doesn't always work. But if you want to think of breathing into your right lung, you breathe into your right lung and rotate to the left. Or just breathe into your heart center. Exhale back to the center. Breathe into your left lung or your heart center and rotate to the right. So I like to think of the light as the heart is the light, and you're turning that flashlight one way and the other. And you're reaching out. That quality of air is holding your arms up. Let your arms feel floaty and light. You can soften the shoulders. Move from the torso, from your shoulder girdle and your heart. The hips may want to respond if a knee wants to bend. Your head. Just taking that heart light to the left and to the right. See how that feels? Does it feel good for your spine to rotate a little bit? And that quality of air, holding your arms up. Last one. And then relax down. Last one we'll do for the air quality, we'll start to think of bringing the air out. So if the air, all of the nadis start in the heart center, so this energetic highways through your body, and they flow from the heart all the way out to the periphery, so your fingers and your toes. So we want to think of filling that whole area. I'm going to hold the mudra in both hands and reach up on inhalation, like you're gathering that air element. And as you breathe out, take it down through your body towards the earth. You might bend your knees. Just come as far as it feels okay for you. We're waking up the legs now too. Inhale, you can push into your heels, reach up. And exhale, take it down. So maybe just slightly bending the knees if you find you want a wider stance, because that feels better. This is about finding what suits you today. You can come all the way down. Your legs want to be more involved. Think of surrounding yourself with the quality of air and the ease, the lightness. Can you let yourself be light as you rise up? If the arms want to go in a different pattern, out to the sides, up through the center. And it doesn't have to go up and down because, as we know, the wind may blow things in different directions. So if you find you want to do more of a round movement, a spiral from your heart, where does the air quality take your heart? Option is there to switch directions, but you'll know what suits you if you're making those circles. And finish up your circles. Take the hands back into Hridaya Mudra with the right hand on the heart, left hand on top of it. Just pause. Honor the space of your heart. Say thank you. And then we're going to work our way down onto the ground to move into the solar plexus. So now we're getting into that, where'd it go? The fire element. So coming down, take your time coming down to all fours. If you find that being on all fours is uncomfortable, you're always welcome to double up your mat or take a blanket or something underneath your knees. We will be on our knees for a bit, so make that comfortable for yourself. So doubling up the mat, a blanket. Milo's got my sheep fur. Sometimes I put that down. But we'll start by coming on all fours. And we're going to just think of taking an exhalation, and as you exhale, draw your tailbone down and draw your ribs up towards the sky. And then inhale, just release it. So what we're focusing on is it's like making that cat back, but we're going to exhale and draw the navel center in, the tailbone down. Inhale, release. Exhale, draw in through the navel center. And then somewhere, as you're drawing in through the navel center, you might even feel that core shorten. You want to keep the core shortened, but find that more neutral pelvis. So sometimes what can help you is if you make a little shh sound, like you're telling somebody to be quiet in the movie theater, you'll feel that little grabbing in the lower abdomen and then the upper abdomen. Hold that for a moment so you feel stabilized here. You'll know if you're not stabilized in your core because you'll be in what I call banana butt. Your tailbone will come up towards the sky. So neutral pelvis. And then we'll take just the right foot back. Push through the foot, lengthen the leg. If you're feeling discomfort on your wrists, by the way, you can also come onto your forearms or put your forearms on a block. So that's always an option, but find that right foot and then lift up your right foot. Just start to play with it and see if you can imagine holding up your right foot from your core muscles. So not letting that belly drop, keep the belly lifted, and just play with moving that leg a little bit. Get that fire element going. Go side to side. You can move your ankle. So we do a pose called spinal balance. It's going to be a playful version of spinal balance. So left hand could stay on the ground for more stability, or it might be on your forearms. But you could also take that left hand forward. And if you're choosing to take the left hand forward, the option is there to do Surya Mudra, which we take the ring finger right to the base of the thumb, wrap the thumb around it. There we go. Surya is the fire element. And think of yourself like a fire. Again, crazy patterns, right? Move your arm, move your leg, and any pattern that you feel like you're stabilizing out from your center to the periphery, right? The stabilization is coming here at the core. I'm getting a little sweaty, so I know it's working. Just playing around with that. You could also do it with the foot down, just the arm. Circles. How does your fire move? Take a few more breaths. And let it come down. We're going to switch leg positions. So you're going to come onto your left knee, bring your right foot forward. But when you're bringing your right foot forward, maybe let go of the mudra. Take your time. We're going to be coming forward into a lunge, but we want to feel these core stabilizing muscles. So what I advise is first just lift your right knee up off the ground a little bit and play with, can you feel the way your body's trying to balance you, right? This is intuitive core is what I call it. Find those core muscles balancing you and then slowly bring that right leg forward. Doesn't look pretty. That's okay. You're at home. We can't see you, but you can see me. Take your time and then let that foot land. Right hand can come somewhere on right-handed arm on the right leg. You can come back into that Surya Mudra if you'd like. And then think of solar plexus. And start to move from your solar plexus. So from your rib cage, any way you want. And then your shoulder might want to get involved. And if you feel tippy, take that foot wider out, turn it away. Also option to take the arm up. Feel that stretch through your rib cage. You are a fire. Where are your flames throwing themselves? So in most yoga schools, we're doing a version of low lunge, Anjayasana, but let it be playful. Let it be an expression of your fire element. One more there. Always the option to stop and hold anywhere it feels good. We're staying on that left knee, but we're going to take the right leg out to the side. I'll turn this way so you can see better. Right leg out to the side. You can drop your right hand. I've still got the Surya Mudra in my left hand. And I'm going to start to side bend from my core to the right. Just do little pulsations. Waking up that left side. Notice what it feels like for that left side to be long. And in a moment, we're going to make it strong. So start to drop down and lift up. And feel the way your legs, but also your core are going to help you. Bring your belly forward. Drop your hips back, bring them forward. Any direction you want. And then we're going to switch. Put the mudra, so ring finger in your right hand. Cover it with your thumb. And I like to use a little more core in this. So you could take your left hand all the way to the ground, do more of a plank pose on the ground. But what I'm going to encourage you to do is let those left fingers hang just above the ground. Feel the core stability as you start to come down without putting the hand down. Maybe you play with moving that right arm. The other way you could do it is take the left hand or maybe just a finger to the ground, lift the right leg up. Work on feeling that stabilization from the sides of the body and your core. Just playing in that space. Let that fire element move. So static yoga poses usually have us holding one position. And in life, we don't hold a position. We are these elements. We're always moving and transitioning. Play within the pose. Your version of side plank. What does it feel like for your body? And we'll take that down. Come back to all fours. Pause for a moment. You could do your shh and find your core in the front of the abdomen again. And this time we'll transfer the weight into the right knee, taking the left foot back. Keep the toes on the ground and just feel the muscles in the leg engage. You can kind of push through the heel a few times. And you might just lift the leg and play with feeling the way the leg muscles are on, your gluteal muscles and hamstrings, but you're also feeling the core draw in. So keeping the belly lifted, or I'd like to think of puffing up your kidneys. Right hand, you could just come onto your fingertips. You could be on your forearms here, play from here. Or taking that Surya Mudra with your right arm. And let your flames play. Keep stabilizing from your trunk. So how far can those flames reach out from your solar plexus and you still feel stable? Where do they go? Also keep the leg down. Just do the arm a little bit. And then come back up. We'll switch poses. Getting a little warm here. How about you? Right knee will stay back. We're going to bring the left foot forward, maybe release the mudra, but slowly take your time. Transfer your weight into your right knee. Lift up to that left knee just a little bit and notice how you'll naturally start to feel the response of the core. It's trying to keep you from falling, right? You can always put your hands down and take that left leg forward. Play with it. Here's your fire element. It's turning on for you. Slowly stepping that left foot forward. And eventually finding a place where you feel nice and balanced and stable. So for me, I usually like to take the foot a little bit wider out. Left arm can rest on the left leg. Take that Surya Mudra again with your right arm. And first start to move from the solar plexus. You can rotate, you can go up and down. You might time it to your breath. So air is what feeds fire. Breathe into the solar plexus, breathe to the rib cage. Option to start to move the shoulder, to move the arm. See yourself as a beautiful flame growing upward. Each time you breathe in, that air element feeding that fire. Maybe just slightly dampening down as you breathe out. Opportunity to stop anywhere it feels good for you. So we're well into the shortest days of the year here, which are very short in Ireland. So I find it's nice to include a little bit of heating movement, but in a more grounding, gentle way. So let's switch this out. I'll turn towards you. You're going to stay on your right knee, but take your left leg out to the side. Keep that mudra in your right arm. First, just do a couple pulsations. Feel yourself through your right side body lengthening, left side body shortening. That is the Manipura chakra. And any other ways those flames want to throw themselves. Making circles. And before we're moving from the heart, now we're moving from the solar plexus. Just that intention of being present in your solar plexus. You can feel yourself from the back where your kidneys are. Move from your kidneys. Let your core help to draw you back up. If your buttocks is going back, dipping down. I'm wondering if you're picking up Milo snoring as I come down towards him. Feel the joy in creating heat in your body. I call them your internal BTUs. I'll pause for a moment. Take the mudra in the left hand, so ring finger to the base of the thumb. There's your fire mudra. And begin to slowly drop your right hand down to the ground. So the option is always there to take the hand all the way down and do more of a traditional side plank, and you'll still feel your muscles in your sides of your body, but you could also lift that hand up and play with where can you feel that core stability without the hand down, or maybe just a finger on the ground. Being still, or let your flames in your left arm dance a little bit. Challenge yourself. You want to build a little bit of that heat. That's the element of change, the element of digestion, and not just what we put in our mouth. It's everything we take in with all of our senses that our body digests for us. You can also place the hand or maybe a few fingers on the ground and lift that left leg up. Feel the connection of your side body to your left leg. And let that come down. Turn towards the center again. Give you a couple of different options. We're going to wake up the core a little bit more by getting off the knees, but come into all fours, roll your toes under, and as you exhale, just lift one knee and then drop down on your inhale. Exhale, lift the other knee. So you're just slightly lifting up just to start to feel core. Exhale, take the knee down. Give your knees a little break. But then if it feels okay, as you exhale, lift both knees just a little bit. Inhale, come down. Fill the belly. Exhale, you might draw in through the navel center, tuck the tail just a little bit as you lift your knees. Inhale. Again, this can be done on your forearms if your wrists are not too happy with you, so you can come down there. But we're lifting the knees on exhalation. Think of lifting your knees from your core. And we'll take a few more in movement, or if you'd like, hold it for a few breaths. Feel that strength. I like to kind of pulsate a little bit. My flames keep moving. You can play around with it. Last one. And then coming down, two options here, because I like to turn our diaphragm and our solar plexus upside down. So you can stay on your knees, come into more of what we call puppy pose or anahata asana, arms out in front of you, breathing into your solar plexus. Or if you prefer, hands to the ground. As you exhale, roll those toes under, lift your knees. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, drop the heels and take your down dog. We'll be here for about 8 to 10 breaths. You could split those breaths between the two if you'd like. Breathe upside down into the solar plexus. Feel all of your strength holding you wherever you choose to be. And getting the head below the heart, below the solar plexus. Breathe fully into the whole circumference of your rib cage. Diaphragm enjoys that upside down challenge. Last 3 breaths, wherever you are. Stay strong. But maybe somewhere there's that air quality, there's a lightness. And we'll exhale. Come back down. Switching once again, we're going to be switching into the Svadhisthana and the quality of water in the body. So from all fours, we'll bring the inner knees together And so now we want to move from the sacred sacrum and the softest of your low belly and just start to make some circles or think of waves, however you want. Your wave patterns could go side to side, forward and back. And I like to keep my hands slightly in front of my shoulders and turn them out so there's less weight in the wrists. Just play with the water element within your pelvis. And I always remember that water is subject to gravity, so we might feel a little bit heavier, and we're closer to the floor now. Continue a few more with the knees together, but you also might find you want to take the knees as wide as the hips, or you could even take your knees wider out to the sides, big toes together, stretch the inner thighs. But still moving from your sacrum and the backside, beautiful triangular bone, and your belly. That liquid quality. So much of our body is liquid. Moving from the pelvis. Pull the knees back in so they're about at hip distance apart. Got another one we're going to do here for the water quality. So as you inhale, arch your back like you're coming into your best cow pose. As you exhale, curl the back and push back, hips towards your heels. Think of moving from your pelvis. Pelvis inhale, pelvis will arch forward. Exhale, tail down to the ground, press back. Still that water quality. One more round. So we're going to work our way back onto the shins in Virasana. And if that's uncomfortable, you can take a block or bolster something and sit on it. And I'll also give you options not to come all the way back. But we'll start by just feeling your hips and shifting your hips side to side. So you could be sitting on the block. You could also do that. So the shins are on the ground. And now we have our hands off the floor. You get to take legs closer together. So you could also do it here. And then Jala Mudra is the thumb to the ring finger. That's the water element. Think of a stream. So you could be up here. I like to work my way back down to the earth. There's that gravity. And you could even be here, side to side. Just shifting your pelvis. How that feels, how that flow works for you. Making more of a circular pattern. And then you can let the mudra go. We're going to take the legs out in front of us. And when we do this, you're welcome to keep your feet on the ground, especially if you're tighter through the hamstrings. Just bend your knees, place your feet on the ground. You could take the legs wide or here or Baddha Konasana. It's really up to you where your legs are most comfortable. I just want to make sure I don't get in Milo's way. We'll find the Jala Mudra again and then bring it down to your sacral area. Think of all the water within your body. And just start to rock wherever you are. Rock from one sits bone to the other. So we're beginning to find that earth quality, which is in the bones. But this is where think of this as where the river meets the bank. Your river is still flowing, and the bank may change the course, the shape of the river, but the river still moves. Moving from the pelvis, the sacred sacrum. And you can keep your hands there, or see if your hands Find delight in adding any sort of movement here. So where does your water flow through your body? Remembering that water has more of that element of gravity to it, right? It's going to go down. The air quality was the levity lifting us up. Now we're in that water. And if you find you're in one position and halfway through you want to switch your leg position just to stretch a little bit differently, you can. So let your qualities within your body interpret how you move. Where is that water flowing in your pelvis? Does it go beyond your pelvis? And feeling where it lands in your sit bones. And you may find a space where you just want to be still. Soften your belly if so. Let your breath fill the back of the sacrum, the front of the sacrum. And begin to rise up if you're forward. We're going to move in to the element of earth, the Muladhara. So just feel your legs. Say thank you to your beautiful legs. These are your roots from the base of the spine down. That is the earth quality. So we're going to come back to all fours. You're welcome to put something underneath your knees. But here we're going to add that earth. We're going to add the earth to the water. So you're going to inhale and we're going to find the arch and the curl. So think breathe into the front body. There's the air quality, and the back body. You're going to feel a little bit of fire as you draw in through the navel center, but then you're going to let gravity pull your hips back. So we're putting all these qualities together. Inhale, come forward through the heart. There's your air quality. Continue to inhale into the back body. Draw your navel center in on your exhale. Press back. And as you're doing this, add that water. Maybe your hips want to go side to side. But let the heaviness of your bones fall back. Take a few more just like this with the hands on the ground. Then we're going to give you the option to come up and down. So it's like we're settling into the earth. And the mudra we do is Bu mudra. Bu is the earth mudra where it's beautiful. We get to make a little peace sign with our fingers, except you're going to take your little finger and your ring finger and tuck them underneath the thumb. So there's your Bu mudra. Normally we would take it into the ground, those fingers. We're going to move it a little bit though. So as you breathe in, lift yourself up. Think of that air quality in the heart. And breathe out. Exhale, let the hips come back. Take Bu mudra somewhere in front of you. So use the strength of your legs now to draw your body up and forward. As you breathe in, exhale, let your hips come back. Round yourself. It's like you're getting ready to rest into the earth. But you can still feel the quality of the water. Maybe you take a little bit of a circle or sway your hips side to side. You can still feel that fire element coming up on your inhale, the air element floating up. But you're exhaling and just letting yourself fall back. If you get further down and you want to start to take your head to the ground, that can happen too. See what suits you. finish this round that you're on. And then second opportunity here, 2 opportunities, and we'll take about 10 breaths. So the option is there to come into a child's pose and just, you can keep even the Bhu Mudra for yourself and take your fingers into the ground behind you, press them down. But perhaps you want to feel all of those qualities together. So the option is there to come into your down dog once again. And just bend your knees and play with letting your heels fall. Lift your heels away from the ground, let them fall down. You feel the movement through your pelvis. So much of our time when we're outside on the earth is the feet, but unfortunately the feet are usually covered in shoes and socks. So let your feet feel the earth underneath you. If you're in the down dog, take a few more breaths, breathing upside down. All of those elements. And then I encourage you to do the child's pose. Knees together, knees wide apart. Find that Bhu Mudra. You're making your peace sign. Make your body into, you're in a rock. You're just in this space of letting go. Feel the surface of the earth. And if your head's not touching the ground, there's always the option to put a block or a pillow underneath your head. Just letting the body be received, the weight of the body by the earth. Three more rounds of breath. Begin to find your way up. We're going to finish by coming down and connecting all those elements again. So taking the legs out in front of you. Begin to push your feet into the ground, especially the balls of the feet and the heels, so you feel stable on the earth as if you were standing. All your weight is in your legs. And you can breathe to your heart center. We're going to slowly come down, very slowly. So the feet are going to want to fly up, but the first thing is staying grounded, keeping those feet on the ground. I'm in this way a little bit. You can hold the backs of your thighs if you'd rather. But as you're coming down, play with a little bit of that water movement in the hips. The more you move the hips, the more you have to press the feet into the earth. So the earth and water is playing together. As the earth and water plays together and you start to drop back, that fire element's going to have to come in because it's going to stabilize your core. So you might start to feel that. And maybe you become more of that flame and you want to move from your solar plexus. Anytime the ground is there for you, we know that. You could also move from your heart. Feel more of the lightness of the air quality. So you've got the air, the fire, the water, and the feet and the legs deep into the earth. And from there, just playing, taking some time before you just let yourself settle. And from the heart, the solar plexus. Breathing. Swaying. And eventually surrendering to the earth, or you may find you want to hug your knees in. I like to finish these with a little bit of like bike pedaling your legs. So there's something beautiful about taking your legs overhead and feeling the bones of the legs falling into the pelvis. Letting the element of earth bring your legs into your torso. Just some gentle movements for the legs. The more you move your legs, you can feel the back body, back of the heart, back of the ribs, even the back of the hips resting on the ground. If you need more fire, you can do this one faster, right? So how are your legs moving? Are they moving in a fire pattern? Like you still got stuff to burn off, right? Sometimes that happens. Or they could be very airy and light, airy fairy, right? Let them float around. Or they could feel watery. And then letting the legs come down wherever you want to rest. The invitation is there to let the whole body be on the earth, fully supported. Something that helps me a lot is I note, where do my hands want to be? And sometimes they just want to be at your sides. Just find where your hands want to be. Heart, solar plexus, abdomen, base of the spine. And letting all of those elements commingle in your body. If you set an intention, remember your intention. And how can your understanding of having the presence of these elements in your body bring you closer to that intention? I'm just there to notice. Your breath will get softer, more relaxed. And even as your breath seems to vanish, there's still that quality of air. You can feel it in and out your nose. You might sense your body getting cooler as that fire element dissipates. But that's still there too. You may have come into a pattern of complete stillness. But that water element is still present in your body, all of the liquids flowing within your body. And then letting the earth, quality of the earth, just hold your bones, your muscles, all of your beautiful organs. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. Explore the elementor properties within your own body. Take your time coming up. Thank you all so much for doing this video with me. Leave me a comment so I know you were there and enjoying it. And please consider following us over to our new membership platform, where we will continue to release a video every Saturday and also build a library in addition to the weekly release. So join us. Any questions, let me know. Peace, joy, love and light. Thank you for all of your support.